Hi everybody, John Cena here and welcome to FunkQuest Season 2 Episode 24, which if you've been paying attention is the last edition or episode of the second round. So next stop is the quarterfinals. If you're new to the show, you'll kind of figure it out. If you're an existing listener, there's a couple of rule changes to make you aware about, but I'll get to them at some point. First of all, I want to tell me who you are, where you're from and what you do. Sarah.
I am Sarah Elkins. I live in Helena, Montana, and I'm a communication coach. I focus on storytelling as the foundation of communication.
Brilliant stuff. You got a walk through the last round, so this is your competitive debut, isn't it?
It sure is. And boy, am I nervous.
And Laura, tell us who you are, where you're from.
I am Lora Cheadle. I am from Littleton, Colorado, and I help women who have lost touch with themselves reclaim their power and their joy and their enthusiasm for life so they can be seen for who they are, not who they think they should be.
Well, I bet there's a lot of that around at the moment for sure. Who's going to go first? Well, it's actually no advantage because that's the first rule change to tell you about in that each Funkster can pick a different icon, so it's actually no advantage to go first. But seeing as it's no advantage, we're going to ask Sarah to go first then. So it's no advantage, no disadvantage. You've got to pick an icon from question 1.
I think I like that Las Vegas sign.
Where is your favorite takeaway?
You mean takeaway like food?
Food, yeah, food.
Okay, let's see. My favorite takeaway food. It would have to be, there's a place called Cafe Zydeco here in Helena, Montana, and they have this killer sandwich that has like the roasted sauteed peppers, and it's a little spicy, and it has all these different kinds of sausages in it, and it just, you take a bite of it and it kind of falls apart, and it's really messy. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. That has to be my favorite.
What's the filling? Everything.
Everything. Well, it's the sausages. It's Zydeco, so it's kind of a Cajun style. It's kind of like taking a poor boy sandwich, but instead of oysters or shrimp, it's actually sausages, spicy sausages.
Are they open at the moment? Are they reopened?
Yes, they've been open the whole time for takeaway.
Oh, takeaways, yeah. So yeah. If anybody's listening from that establishment, because we want to support local shops and stores and restaurants, we'll get you on the show. So contact them, Sarah, and we'll get you on the show. Time up. Laura, which icon would you like to select for question 1? It's silver thread, gold thread and tape measure. How do you cheer someone up?
That is a fantastic question. I usually cheer people up a couple of ways. The first way I usually cheer people up is by joining them in their misery a little bit, because there's nothing more irritating when you're in a really bad mood and you're really suffering from something, to have somebody else come in and be all bouncy and happy. It makes you go, shut up, leave me alone, and get out of my face.
That is true, yeah. That is true.
So what I really like to do is I like to join somebody in their misery. I like to join them in their despair for just a moment, to let them know that I understand, that I feel where they're at, and then slowly start walking them up the ladder to that place of happiness, to that place of joy. And it works every time because they know and they understand that I've been there too, and that they're not wrong or bad or broken for being there.
Good answer. Yeah, you're right. And there's nothing worse if you're feeling grumpy than some kind of Mr. Happy coming round and with fake fun.
You are not kidding.
That is the truth. That is a good answer. Laura, question 2. You got some little mini eggs, a beach house, a soldier, or some flowers?
Oh, beach house, hands down.
Beach house. Okay. Where do you think you'll never go?
Oh, Canadian. I know where I'm never going to go. My youngest son loves climbing 14ers in Colorado, and that's the mountains that are over 14,000 feet. And he loves it. And it's cold up there, and it's barren up there, and there's no oxygen up there. And while it's enjoyable sometimes or every now and then, he's like, I want to climb Mount Everest. And that's my goal in life, is to climb. And I'm like, oh, no, not going there. So I will never be on top of Mount Everest, ever.
How many of these 14,000ers are there? How many has he done?
You know what? I should know this. Being a Colorado native, I should know how many there are in Colorado, but I don't. And he just did 2 last weekend. There's 2 where there's a slingback between the 2. Yeah. And he's probably done 10.
Good. Yeah. So top of Everest, we'll never see you there.
Oh, no. Keep me at the beach house.
Question 2, Sarah.
Let's go with the flowers.
God, this is a bit personal for a lady to ask, isn't it? Which is the most unsuitable colour for you to wear? Which is actually spelt wrong for you guys, of course. You know, you're going to point that out, aren't you?
Oh, yes, us Yanks. Yeah. I have to say the most unsuitable color that I could wear is pink. I am just not a pink wearer. And the irony is that when I was like 2 years old, my mom would put me in pink and I would literally take it off. I just, from very early on, I didn't like pink. And I think maybe it's associated with the fact that I'm very small, I'm petite. And so anytime I wear pink, I look even smaller or younger. And it reminds me, the color pink for some reason reminds me of the word cute. And when I was a teenager and just wanted to be beautiful or sexy or smart, the first word out of people's mouths would be, she's so cute, because I'm little. And I would say cute is for baby ducks. And so I always associated pink with being cute.
Pink. Oh, we like pink. So we'll have to agree to disagree, which we can do. We like pink.
It's ironic that you're wearing pink while we're having this discussion.
Yeah, well, it's good answer.
You're so cute.
Thank you. Nobody's ever said that. I can't remember last time they did. Question 3, Sarah. So you got Tower Bridge, breakfast cereal, some kind of clown or a sheep.
Oh, the Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge.
I was there a few years ago. It's awesome.
Very good. You can stand on either side, I think. What things do you have a collection of? Which things do you have a collection of?
Shot glasses.
Really?
I really do. I probably have over 100 shot glasses.
Shot glasses? And, what, for like drinking? Serious drinking?
Yes, from all over the world. And
really?
It started when I was in 4th grade. I went on a road trip with a friend into Iowa, and we stopped at one of those little tourist shops, and I saw this little glass. I didn't know what it was for. It was just little, and well, I'm going to use the word cute. So I bought it, and it was an Iowa shot glass. And ever since then, whenever my family or closest friends would travel, they'd send back a shot glass. So I have shot glasses from all over the world, and I actually periodically use them. So
good. What's the drink of choice in the Elkins household?
Well, lately, my husband has created this really delicious Manhattan using a local bourbon. So, but I like anything with mint, the mojito or mint julep I really like too.
Nice. So it's Laura, question 3. So you've got the breakfast cereal, the clown or the sheep.
I really wanted Tower Bridge. Can I pick Tower Bridge?
If you've got an interesting collection of something, you can indeed go for Tower Bridge.
Oh my gosh, I have the most interesting collection. You can maybe see it on me, the flamingos. I have a collection of flamingos. And I started collecting flamingos in like 1985 when you couldn't find flamingos. And it was this really unusual thing. And I would have to search high and low. And now there's like websites on I love flamingos, and flamingos are everywhere. And I'm always like, dang it, you stole my collection. But flamingos have so much meaning to me because they're pink.
Yeah, good, good, yeah.
But they're not cute. They're pink and they're unusual. And I love and loved things that were really unusual. And in the 80s, when I started out this collection, people were like, flamingos, what is it with you and flamingos? And it was like, are you serious? They are unusual. They are elegant. They are beautiful. They are pink. And
are they the things what stand on one leg? Flamingos?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
See?
I just thought that was pretty cool.
They are pretty cool. And the unique part makes them so much.
And there is a reason why they're pink. What is it? Is it because what is it? There is a reason.
It's shrimp.
Yeah.
Is that the reason?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the reason. Yeah, there's a great flamingo area in the Sacramento Zoo. You walk into the Sacramento Zoo and it's just full of flamingos in that entry area. They're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
I thought it was something more complicated than they just eat shrimp. I thought it was something far more complicated than that. Right? Simple. Question 4. Is it Laura to go first? You got the Juventus football team, a dog, a plane boat, or some houses?
The dog.
When was the last time you used an umbrella?
Oh my goodness. It has been a long time. I was in I was in New York. I was in New York and we landed and it was pouring rain. So much rain. It was crazy. And I had this umbrella, but the streets in New York were so packed and it was late at night and everybody was there and I couldn't fit my umbrella, in the crowd there. So it was really difficult to navigate and to walk because everybody had their umbrella. And finally I decided I'm waterproof. I take a shower every day. Water is not going to kill me. And I took my umbrella down and it was so much easier to walk through the crowd and it was so much more enjoyable to feel that rain on me. And, just in the spirit of the unusual flamingo, it was like, this is so much more fun and enjoyable to be feeling the rain and to be a little bit different, to be the only one out here without my umbrella. And I don't want to use an umbrella pretty much ever again.
Good answer. What was that? Question 4. So, Sarah, you got the Juventus football team, the plane, boat, seaplane, or their houses?
I'm tempted to answer that same question because I have a lovely story about an umbrella.
Yes, do it then. What was it? The dog? Yeah.
Okay, it was the dog. And of course, I'm a dog fanatic. Well, not fanatic, not like my mother, but I love dogs. So, all right. So it was actually at a wedding. And if you live in the Rocky Mountains, you know that every afternoon in the hottest part of the summer, we get a thunderstorm, right, Laura?
Oh, yes.
I went to school in Fort Collins, went to high school in Colorado Springs, and now here in Montana and Helena, we are also right along the Rocky Mountain front. And I was at a wedding, and the sky was clear and beautiful. And then the ceremony started. A guy was singing along with his guitar, the song Landslide, and was just beautiful. And then from out of nowhere, it started sprinkling and everyone was fine. I don't know why my husband and I thought to bring umbrellas, probably because, we live here in the Rocky Mountain front. But I remember holding this umbrella just folded up next to me. And then it started to actually come down. So I opened my umbrella and I very discreetly went behind the couple and stood behind them so people couldn't see me from the pictures, but I held the umbrella over the heads of the couple and the woman who was marrying them, the officiant.
Very cool.
It was very romantic. And then all the guests were fine with getting wet, but it just, that way we could hear them and it was very romantic and sweet.
Yeah. So you were there kind of off shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Super romantic.
Cool. Very nice. Question 5, and Sarah to go first. So you've got some bottles, some flip-flops, and what looks like salmon and chips, and some Ethernet cables.
Oh gosh, probably the food.
The fish and chips.
I'm hungry. That looks good.
When did you last do sit-ups?
Oh gosh, I don't do sit-ups.
Right. Okay. Right.
I don't do sit-ups because I actually, when I was in college, I was doing bodybuilding. I had something happen when I was a freshman that I felt very helpless and decided I wasn't going to feel helpless anymore. So I started lifting weights so that I wouldn't look helpless, so that people would just assume that I wasn't and not bother me. And when I was lifting one time, I actually flipped a rib. So the two of my ribs one flipped a little bit at the edge above the other and bruised pretty substantially. And so now if I try to do sit-ups, that happens again and it hurts. But I do leg lifts, which is, and that actually helps a lot more for me to do the lower abdominal muscles, to tighten those up. So either laying on my back and lifting my legs, or getting up on a bar and pulling my knees up toward me. That seems to work much better, but I am not a sit-up person.
Sit-ups, no. Good. Good answer. Right, Laura, question 5.
The flip-flops.
Flip-flops. Who should live forever?
Ooh, that I could get really existential on this one.
You got about 50 seconds.
I know, I'm like, dang, who should live forever? I don't think it's necessarily who should live forever. I think it's the ideas that should live forever. And I think all of the ideas of equality and freedom and truth and justice are carried on throughout time in memoriam, from one generation to the next. So I don't think it's the person of who should live forever, but I think it's the ideas and the ideals that should live forever. And even though a body might die, when we are connected to other people, we carry on those ideals and those beliefs. And I think all of those things that I just mentioned, truth, justice, freedom, liberty, joy, should live forever and do live forever in the people who express those positive emotions.
That's a good answer. So who won? Well, I don't know who won. And what we're talking about is a thought, an idea, or a suggestion to make you think, oh, I never realised that. And that's what Funky Thinkers is about, because hopefully in the last 20 minutes you've listened to somebody new, somebody outside of your network. And to vote for your Funkster to go through to the next round, you can do one of two things. You can vote in the Twitter poll, which is in this episode post somewhere, or you can leave a comment on the blog post who you want to vote for, Sarah or Laura. Hope that's simple. That's the second rule change. Anyway, Sarah and Laura, thank you so much for being on. How can we contact you, Sarah?
ElkinsConsulting.com is the best place to reach me. You can read about my book. You can order my book from there. There are links, and you can see my podcast there. So ELKINS consulting.com.
Fantastic. And Laura, how can we find out more about you and contact you?
You can go to my website, Lora, Lora Cheadle, CHEADLE.com, or if you want to download the top 20 things that are blocking your sparkle and what to do about them, you can go to nakedselfworth.com and download that.
Exciting. Ladies, thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll see one of you in the quarterfinals. Thanks so much, and speak soon. Hi, thanks so much for making it to the end of this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please share it with your friends. I have a few people you might want to share it with. Your partner, your parents, your grandma and granddad, your neighbours, your hairdresser, your tea lady, your gym instructor, your swimming coach, postman, the bin man, your cat, your dog, Father Christmas, Mr. Trump, Mr. Putin, Cristiano Ronaldo.